Good afternoon, campus. Welcome back to R&R with your boy Paul and Princess Morale in the booth.
Hi, guys.
What's happening today, guys? We're back again. So R&R for today, if you guys don't know, R&R is a show. It's pretty much freestyle. You could do whatever you want, make it whatever you want. Some people think R&R is rest and relaxation. Well, today, it's rags and riches to us, and Morale will tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, our show has a theme every week, and today it's rags and riches. And basically, we're going to talk about Justin Bieber, the new show called Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, so it kind of fits in, you know?
Yeah.
But before that, Paul, how was your break?
Break was awesome. It was so chill. I picked up a few extra days at work, got to sleep for once.
That's good. That's lovely.
Tell me, I know you probably went on vacation. Where'd you go?
I went to the beautiful islands of Hawaii.
What?
And it was amazing. I've always wanted to go there. It was really one of those, like, it was an unforgettable trip. I will honestly never forget it. I went with my dad. He was going down there for business. And I just had so much fun. You know, the island is beautiful. It has a little bit of everything. It has like mountains and it has beaches, and you can go skiing in one island.
You can go skiing? That's awesome.
And yeah, I think in the big island they have this like huge slope where it snows or something.
Wow.
So it was incredible. Did I tell you that I met the first family?
No, tell me more.
Okay, well, this is an interesting story. So I'm staying at a hotel where the Oregon State football and basketball team were also staying at. And they were down there for like the Hawaii Pro Bowl for the colleges. And they were competing, and I made friends with a bunch of the parents and a bunch of the guys on the team. And I got tickets to the football game, which was really fun. It was against Boise State. They ended up winning, and it was crazy.
Nice.
It was crazy. I was like front and center of it all. It was amazing. And then the next day on Christmas morning, I went to the basketball game at the University of Hawaii.
How was it?
That's who they were playing. I did not know that Michelle Obama's brother is the coach of the Oregon State basketball team.
Imagine that.
And I knew that the first family was there for like Christmas vacation because that's where Obama's from. And I'm sitting literally like 2 rows away from the court, not knowing what's going to happen, just waiting for the game to start.
Right.
And out comes the first family, sits right in front of me, right around me, and I'm just like,
imagine that.
I thought I was dreaming, so I was like, wait, am I like seeing things?
That's the best Christmas present of all.
It is. Like, I honestly did not expect that. And, you know, Malia and Sasha are sitting in front of me, and I was like, hi, good morning, Mr. President. Merry Christmas. No idea what to say. I was so, like, starstruck.
You should have given him your card. Could have done business.
Yeah, I mean, I was so starstruck. I was so nervous. I was speaking to his daughters. His daughters are lovely. I was speaking to the grandmother. Like, everyone was there. The grandmother, the uncle. They were there to support, obviously, Michelle Obama's brother. And I think they ended up winning as well. So it was an amazing Christmas. You know, I texted my mom.
Everybody wins, right?
Yeah, I texted my mom, and I was like, Mom, I'm spending Christmas with the first family. And she obviously thought that I was kidding.
You should have put that stuff on Instagram.
We went on Instagram, Twitter, everything.
I need to see a picture.
I sent my mom a picture, and then she was like, wait, what are you doing in Hawaii? She was seeing pictures on Facebook. I made so many friends from, like, all over the world, Switzerland and, you know, like China, Japan.
That's awesome.
It was amazing. That's like one reason that I would recommend that people travel at least once in their lifetime. Just go somewhere like out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, definitely.
Completely new, because you meet so many people and it's so eye-opening. And I fell in love with it after the summer when I like went everywhere. So I was so happy to go to Hawaii. I got a killer tan. Love tanning. My mom wasn't too happy about that because she's like, you know, the whole skin cancer thing that parents worry about.
Right.
Yeah.
Your SPF 5 million.
5 million. That's what you need in Hawaii. But yeah. It was so much fun. I mean, I spent a day actually with you know, there's so many military bases in Hawaii, and there were a bunch of people like kids in the army, and I didn't know they were in the army at first, but they were playing volleyball on the beach, and I was alone because my dad was on a business meeting.
Right, yeah, that's busy.
They're like, oh, do you want to come play with us? We're short a player. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I got to learn about them. And it was like 2 days before Christmas. And they're stationed down there, and they were telling me how they wanted to go home but they couldn't, and it just made me like realize that we're so blessed, and we should be so thankful for like our troops, because they're the ones who really deserve to go home.
Yeah, they're the ones who make the big sacrifice.
So they were having like a huge barbecue with like their whole platoon and whatever. It was so much fun. So I was a huge learning experience. It was nice to relax because I was working so much a semester before.
Yeah, you were all over the place. Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
working here and there.
I'm back at it, but it was lovely. So you guys, if you ever have the chance, go to Hawaii because it's a beautiful island. Go hiking in the mountains. It's amazing. I miss it so much. I haven't stopped watching. It's kind of cheesy, but the TV show Hawaii Five-0?
I was about to say Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Not Dog the Bounty Hunter, but Hawaii Five-0. I haven't stopped watching it. I finished all 5 seasons since I've been back. I finished it
Holy
yesterday, and it's still ongoing. But it's just it was so much fun. So.
That's amazing. But I want to say, my godfather went to Hawaii once. He was going up the mountain slope into the jungle or the rainforest. I don't know what they call it. And he saw this one flower. He took a picture of it. He thought it was the most beautiful thing, hanging down with all these arrays of colors and everything.
Yeah.
And he said, I'll never see this flower again. He comes back home, he goes to the New York Botanical Garden, and what does he see?
The flower.
Yep. So only in New York Botanical Garden with all the rainforest guys.
Mm-hmm. But it's special because you get to see it in Hawaii. So
yeah,
it's a little different.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Do you want to go into our first commercial break?
Yeah, guys, I want to hit you off with this one rap song. It's by Derek Minor. Now, he's a Christian rapper along with this one dude, Lecrae, and this other guy whose name escapes me right now. But they're just rapping about the hardships of life in the hood, stuff that I'm not too familiar with, but I do have an idea about. So, hope you guys like it.
Welcome to the Heat Academy.
Yeah. I was 9 years old when daddy first touched me. At 15 I ran away and never stopped running. I met a man who took me in cause I was pretty though. It said that you can make some money in my video. I get high and drunk just to make it do a show and act like I'm enjoying it, but really this is all a show. I feel degraded, purity obliterated. This is all I know, I really hate it. Mr. Minor, are you listening? I know that you're a Christian and got computer.
Shout outs to Denny and Justin in the lunchroom.
Say that I'm the issue. Your pastor preach about how not to let me catch you slipping, but maybe I'm a victim. Maybe I'm just trapped in the system. And next time you pray, maybe I might get a mention. Before you talk about me, remember that I'm lost and your secret pleasure coming at a cost. Dear Mr. Christian, I know you're on a mission. I know you say the answer to my problem is religion. I know I'm supposed to change the way I live and stop sinning, but I'd appreciate it if you take some time to listen. Dear Mr. Christian, I know you're on a mission. I know you say the answer to my problem is religion. I know I'm supposed to change the way I live and stop sinning, but I'd appreciate it if you take some time to listen. Dear Mr. Christian.
Oh no. Man, I'm on that chronic, higher than a comet, sipping gin and tonic, drinking till I vomit, tatted on my arms, like tatted on my face, yeah. Pants hanging low, Nina on my waist, I be slinging sauce, plus I got that hard, die for my hood, ride for my boulevard, I got love for my dogs, but never for these girls, it's M.O.E., cause money rule the world, but Mr. D1 I grew up from it, so my pops get killed in from it, so my mama do dope in from it, felt like ain't nobody love me, uniform dirty, dressing bumming, went to school they call me ugly, called the bus they used to jump me, God I just pray till you Sunday, now it's Monday, I'm starving, sip sour milk out the carton, talk to myself while I'm walking, should I put myself in the coffin, I don't know, all I grew up with is trouble. Ain't no role models. I knew the struggle.
Dear Mr. Christian, I know you're on a mission. I know you say the answer to my problem is religion. I know I'm supposed to change the way I live and stop sinning, but I'd appreciate it if you take some time to listen. Dear Mr. Christian, I know you're on a mission. I know you say the answer to my problem is religion. I know I'm supposed to change the way.
Shout out to all our friends in the game room.
But I'd appreciate it if you take some time to listen. Dear Mr. Christian. Excuse me, I don't quite understand ya. Propaganda and banter and all of this empty chatter. And amidst these amens, hallelujahs and shucking jiving, I see a lot of hypocrites and hyper criticizing. Mr. Lecrae, my mama sold me up the river for some rocks, and daddy told me I was nothing but a problem. Now here you come telling me I'm a low down dirty sinner, and you got the nerve to wonder why I'm in these streets robbing. Well, gon' get Batman and gon' get back, man. I don't need to be judged by you and all of your whack friends. Ain't gluttony a sin while you staring at my gin. Where I'm from, we don't pretend. We know we ain't getting in. Now the world don't trust me, and these streets done crush me. Thought you were known for love, but you just love the judgment. Truth is, ironically, you need me around though, cause otherwise you got nobody else to look down on.
Dear Mr. Christian, I know you're on a mission. I know you say the answer to my problem is religion. I know I'm supposed to change the way I live and stop sinning, but I'd appreciate it if you take some time to listen. Dear Mr. Christian, I know you're on a mission. I know you say the answer to my problem is religion. I know I'm supposed to change the way I live and stop sinning, but I'd appreciate it if you take some time to listen. Dear Mr. Christian.
Alright guys, so that was Dear Mr. Christian by D1 and Lecrae. And that was some pretty hard stuff right there, but now we're going to bring it over into some soft stuff. Justin Bieber.
Well, it's not so soft. But yeah, I mean, Justin Bieber is having like a slew of legal problems. I mean, he was arrested last week. Did you hear about that, Paul?
Oh yeah,
I feel like everyone heard about that. He was he was actually racing in his Lamborghini.
His rented Lamborghini.
Rented under the influence of alcohol, drugs, like prescription drugs, and he also had a passenger in the car with him, which is completely unsafe because he was going above the speed limit in a residential area. And it's like, you know, you don't expect that. I mean, I guess you do expect that from Justin Bieber, but you were kind of hoping that it didn't happen.
You would hope he's doing something cute and friendly with all the little forest animals.
I mean, I feel like I feel really bad because you see so many superstars that really make it big when they're younger, and then the Lindsay Lohan syndrome kind of happens. You know what I mean? They go downhill, they get involved with the wrong things, and before that he had like an egging incident that
that's not necessary, man.
Yeah, his house was searched for, like, I don't know what they're looking for, like chickens, if you're searching for like
chickens. Where did this egg come from?
But then one of his friends who was at the house got arrested on the possession of like marijuana. So there've been so many things going on with Justin, and right now what's happening is there's a petition that at least 100,000 people have signed. It went to the White House.
I know 2 people who actually signed up for. One of the girls in the game room, she actually had her brother and her father sign up
to have him deported.
That's what's up.
And it's like it's in the hands of Obama now, but I feel like there are bigger issues that the president has to deal with, whether to deport like a pop star, but also it's like, you know, there's so many illegals in America. What are we going to do about them that are doing all these crazy, terrible things?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question, and you bring it to the north side now where a Canadian's getting deported. We're not used to hearing that. But
we aren't used to hearing that. But it's also like, you know, yeah, he did a terrible thing. He turned himself in yesterday in Canada for assault charges. So I don't know if he's in jail right now, but he's just having a lot of trouble. I mean, in my opinion, I'm bringing this up because I don't think it's like necessary to put so much pressure on him. I feel like it's because he's a public figure and a lot of people do look up to him, and he has a lot of haters, as any public figure does. Like Miley Cyrus, a lot of people hate her. And it's not fair that, you know, I'm reading like all these mean things. I mean, I love his music. I think he's a great talent despite all his legal troubles and everything.
Of course.
But I feel like he needs help. Like, deporting him is not going to help him at all. You know
I don't know.
I mean?
That's an interesting question because we don't know him personally, but I will say any kind of publicity is good publicity, whether it's good or bad. So this guy he's gonna get a lot more sales on iTunes, or his albums will be bought more and more. So either way, he's laughing in the end. But I think he's got too much power, and that can corrupt somebody.
Especially at such a young age. I mean, he's only 19 years old, and I feel like if you've been a believer, you'd notice that before, when he was kind of making it big, he was influenced by his mother. And I feel like now he's hanging out with his father a lot lately, and his father was never, for what I've heard, was never in his family picture when he was growing up, and his father has been taking him out drinking, and he has like he's a complete replica of him. Like he has tattoos up and down his arm.
Wow.
And he's taking him jet skiing in like Mexico, and I feel like he's one of the reasons that he's not staying grounded. And I feel like it's important to stay grounded, especially if you're such a big figure like Justin Bieber, because you have so many kids that are looking up to you.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's crazy. It's crazy when you make that connection with a parent that never really was there.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like he wants to be close to him because, yeah, he's his father. He never had the time growing up. You know what I mean? But bottom line, I don't think that it's necessary to deport Justin Bieber because, let's face it, he's a huge public figure in America. I mean, he's made so much music under our name, under our labels. Justin Bieber is Justin Bieber because of what America made him out to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think deporting him is necessary. I think getting him like the right help, like putting him in rehab, that's necessary.
Yeah, rehab is an
And-
interesting thing though, because sometimes it doesn't work for people. People aren't disciplined enough, or other times you run into the guy who will deal to you.
Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, he did turn himself in, and this is after he was in Mexico recently. And if you didn't hear Usher, who was his like mentor, and
Yeah, he gave him a stern talking to.
Scooter Braun, they went down there to basically give him an intervention, and then he turns himself in. I feel like an intervention from people that like made him who he is will really help.
Yeah, those are the people who he came with, and I think he'll have respect for them. Otherwise, you know.
I mean, if you don't have respect for Usher missed the Grammys for that. Like, come on, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's something serious.
And I know, like, as a person, like, he knows that he's getting himself in hot water. He's hanging out with, like, all the wrong people, doing all the wrong things. You know, you're 19, you shouldn't be drinking anyway.
Wait,
'cause it's not
hold the
legal.
phone. He's 19 years old?
Yeah.
I thought he was like 17.
No, he's 19.
So this kid is our age, and basically
he's, everyone knows he's drinking, and people.com's reporting it, like, yeah, he had a few beers in Mexico, like, excuse me, if that article is written about that to me, about like me drinking or something at 19 years old, I'm pretty sure I'd get like underage drinking charges. Like,
Yeah.
it's not cool, but also just bottom line, I don't think it's necessary for him to get deported. That's it, because there's so many illegals out here that are doing so many bad things. Yeah, driving under the influence is terrible. He could have killed people.
Yeah,
could've done
honestly,
that.
that's the reality. So
That is the reality. I'm sure he knows that. I mean, I'm sure like he's learning his lesson.
okay,
but-
yeah.
Making a petition and sending it to the White House when there's like civil wars going around the world, that's
Yeah.
like the least. That should be the least of Obama's problems.
It should be the least, but I think it's fresh that the people stood up for what they believe in. Go America.
Yeah, I guess freedom of speech. But
Yeah.
anyway, I mean, it kind of fell into like the rags to riches theme, because he was this kid from a small town in Canada. I mean, this is what money can do to you. There's a good side and there's a bad side to so much power.
Yeah,
And I
it's
think
true.
at a young age we can abuse it.
Yeah, very easily. It's a lot more easy to do that.
So speaking of money, have you heard of the new e-reality TV show called Rich Kids of Beverly Hills?
Actually, I think I saw an ad for it in the train station.
Well, I was watching it this morning. I was watching reruns. It's every Sunday at 9 o'clock, right after the Kardashians on E! And it's basically about these like 3 or 4 rich kids and living in Beverly Hills on their parents' dime.
Oh man.
And I think it's the most hilarious show on TV right now. It's like these people have like their own lingo. I heard things like they quoted like that's so VH1 and like all these like
That is so funny. That's like something my sister would say.
yeah, and all these like these lingos, and they call poor people like groupers or something.
Wow.
And it's just funny to watch because it's like it dumbs you down, but it's really good entertainment. Let's face it.
But that's interesting. Like the culture, like it's completely different. They're in the valley, correct?
Yeah, Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah, but the point I wanted to bring up is what would you do if basically these kids haven't given any, their parents give them credit cards, no limit. They spend like $40,000 on shoes, on parties, and like $8,000 like Manolo shoes, and like
Yeah, I mean that's more than Pope Benedict had on his like Fendi shoes, right?
yeah, I mean they're spoiled to the max. So if you had that much money, do you think that you'd be like them, or would you want to be like more humble and save your money, give it away to a good cause.
Answer me this. Answer me this. Was I born into this money, or was the money acquired later on in my lifetime?
You were born into the money.
Holy cow, I'd be all over the place. I really would be. I think because it was there always, I wouldn't know what life was like without it, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
appreciate it as much.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like they need to know. What really bothers me is that these people, they're really wealthy, but they don't know anything less. I mean, they're complaining about like doing little chores and getting cut off, and they just need to be like, remember that MTV show called Exiled?
Oh no, tell me about it.
It was the Sweet 16 kids that were like really spoiled.
Yeah.
They sent like the really, really spoiled ones into remote countries.
Oh yeah, I
like
remember
overseas. I think they need to be exiled.
Yeah, we gotta exile them, take them to I don't know where.
I hope that if I was born into money, I'd be humble about it. You know what I mean? I feel like I would want to live comfortably, but I'd also want to give my money away to like charity and stuff like that. But I think that they don't know any better, so it's like whatever for them.
Yeah, that's how they were raised.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it right, but
I feel like from my point of view, it's sad. But if you acquired the money, I'd put it away to good use and give it away to charity, because you know the struggle basically.
yeah, that's the struggle.
But regardless of how much money they're spending on their parties or whatever, the show is really funny. And if you want a good laugh, dumb down a little bit, watch it on Sundays at 9:00. Okay, guys.
Definitely, but that is definitely not VH1 right there. That is totally
So
E.
not VH1.
Anyways, guys, we'll hit you with a quick commercial break or a music break. We're gonna hit you up with Tom Hanks and Shermanology. It's called Blessed.